On a scorching summer day in 216 BC, tens of thousands of men marched toward what they believed would be a decisive Roman victory. By sunset, over 50,000 of them would be dead. No bombs, no guns, just steel, dust, and one of the most brilliant traps ever set in military history. This is the story of the Battle of Cannae, the day Rome faced annihilation. Chapter 1. Rome's Rage. Rome was furious. For years, a Carthaginian general had humiliated them again and again. He crossed the Alps with elephants. He crushed Roman armies at Tribia. He shattered them at Lake Trasimene. His name was Hannibal Barca. Rome had had enough, so they did what empires do when embarrassed. They raised the largest army they had ever assembled, nearly 80,000 infantry and 6,000 cavalry. The plan was simple: overwhelm Hannibal with numbers, crush him, end the war. Chapter 2. The Perfect Bait. The two armies met near a small village in southern Italy, Cannae. The Romans formed up in a massive block, thick, deep, unstoppable. Hannibal did something strange. He placed his weakest troops in the center. His line bulged outward, like a crescent. To Roman commanders, it looked like weakness, so they advanced, slowly at first, then with confidence. They were pushing Hannibal back. Victory seemed close, but that was exactly what Hannibal wanted them to think. Chapter 3. The Trap Closes. As the Roman mass surged forward, something subtle began to happen. Hannibal's center didn't break. It bent. Step by step, it curved inward. Meanwhile, his strongest African infantry held firm on the flanks. Then came the decisive moment. Carthaginian cavalry smashed the Roman cavalry on the wings and drove them off the field. Now Rome had no protection on the sides. Hannibal gave the signal. His flanks pivoted inward, like a door slamming shut. The Roman army, tens of thousands strong, was suddenly surrounded.
What
completely.
followed was not a battle. It was suffocation. The Romans were packed so tightly they could barely raise their swords. Men crushed into each other, no room to maneuver, no room to escape. The outer rings fought desperately. The inner ranks simply waited to die. Hour after hour, the circle tightened. Ancient sources say nearly 50,000, 70,000 Romans died that day. Consuls, senators, veterans, Rome's elite. The deadliest single day of combat in ancient history. Chapter 5. Why it matters. Cannae was not just a massacre. It was a masterclass. The maneuver Hannibal used, called a double envelopment, is still taught in military academies today. Generals centuries later studied it. Even in the modern era, commanders reference Cannae as the perfect tactical encirclement. But here's the most shocking bag. Despite losing so many men, Rome did not surrender. They refused negotiations. They refused peace. They rebuilt. And slowly, methodically, they adapted. Chapter 6. The Irony. Hannibal had achieved one of the greatest battlefield victories in history. Yet he could not destroy Rome itself. He lacked siege equipment. He lacked reinforcements. And Rome learned from its mistake. Instead of confronting Hannibal directly again, they avoided large battles. They wore him down. Years later, the war would end, not at Cannae, but in North Africa. And this time, Rome would win. Outro. The lesson of Cannae. Cannae remains a warning. About overconfidence, about underestimating genius, about how numbers alone do not guarantee victory. On that hot August day in 216 BC, Rome learned humility the hardest way possible. One battlefield, one trap, tens of thousands dead. The deadliest day of the ancient world, and a strategy so perfect, it still echoes across history.